Hey guys, good afternoon. And this is Jason Klink with your Real Estate Lunchtime Live. I wanted to do this lunchtime live today to discuss paperwork. Paperwork is the ugly truth in real estate. From the start of your real estate transaction to the end of your real estate transaction, you are definitely saddled with the amount of paperwork that is very unique to New York State in that it there just seems to be mounds and mounds of it compared to other states. I was just having a conversation yesterday where the state of Florida, from what I understand, you could close in a real estate transaction 30 days with a mortgage buy. In New York State, typical closing time is 60 days with a mortgage buy. So every real estate the real estate industry as by itself is regulated by each individual state because they do all the licensing for the real estate agents, brokers, anybody involved in real estate. Also includes appraisers, home inspectors, and so on. So my point being is that when you go and either look to buy a home or maybe you look to sell your home, you need to know that there's certain articles of paperwork that have to be completed during different parts of the transaction. So upon meeting a real estate professional real estate agent or broker, in the first substantial meeting, you may get presented with, or you should get presented with, what's called a New York State buyer agency form. And what that is, it's a form that spells out the legal and fiduciary duties of a real estate professional to you as a client, and it creates a situation of transparency to know exactly where the real estate agent, or what are the duties of the real estate agent. And this could be, if you go to an open house, they may present this buyer agency form to you, and really it's definitions, and it's an outline of who the real estate professional actually works for. So if you go to an open house, if it's the real estate agent's listing, they are working for the seller in the seller's best interest, and then that has to be provided. Some of the other forms you might get presented with if you are a buyer and you find a home you want to purchase. You will get presented with a exclusive right to represent contract. Now, this is a paperwork that you actually have to sign. It's dated meaning it has time frames. It could be anywhere from 3 months to 6 months, depending on the business arrangement. And you are bound by signing this contract that you are going to work with the real estate agent that had prepared it for you. So something to keep in mind. That is an agreement. It has fair housing laws descriptions in it, fiduciary duties description in it. It even talks about the real estate brokerage commission and how that's broken down, and it has it has the client obligation in that paperwork, to where it spells out that you understand that you are working with such and such real estate agent, and they will show you property, and it gives them the legal right to represent you in a real estate transaction. There is also a fair housing disclosure that you have to read and sign for, and it describes the fair housing laws in New York State. And also it documents how you can make a complaint if you feel those laws were violated in some way. Because we are currently in a pandemic situation, and COVID is a very big player now in any business, especially real estate. There is a COVID disclosure form that you have to sign. There's also a COVID agreement when you go to purchase a home that simply states that if there's a COVID issue, both parties, buyer and seller, agree to extend out the sale or the closing of the property, say 14 days. And, if it goes 30 days past the on or about date, then you can terminate the contract based on the COVID situation. There's some equal opportunity information that you'll have to sign for that spells out equal opportunity. the equal opportunity policies and laws that go along with that. And then you get into the property disclosures that you have to review with your real estate agent, the property information that you review with the real estate agent. This gives you all of any and all of the disclosures that the seller is presenting based on their home. So if they know of any problems like with structure, water damage, fire damage, smoke damage, insect, termites, that kind of stuff, that's all in that paperwork. Plus, in the property information, they should disclose the age of the furnace, hot water tank, central air, and so on. So as you can see, going into buying a home, several articles of paperwork that have to be completed, and that's not all of them, but that's an overview of buying a home. When you go to sell a home, instead of the exclusive right to represent, there's the exclusive right to sell and the exclusive right to list your property. And that gives a complete definition and breakdown, and is another agreement that has dates on it. Typically 3 to 6 months for the exclusive right to sell. And it has all the legal definitions in there. It documents that you are the legal owner of the property. You have the right to sell the property, transfer the title to the buyer, and so on. And there's quite a bit that goes into that. So that's just an overview of the exclusive right to sell. So, and then there's even more paperwork when you get to a closing on a property, especially for a buyer. A lot of duplication, and that's just the New York State way. So I just wanted to give you this information today. The other thing, when you go to buy a home, there's lead-based paint addendum. I just thought of that. Lead-based paint addendums are for any properties that were built prior to 1978. They have to disclose any knowledge of lead-based paint in a home, and to give the buyers an opportunity to have a lead-based paint testing done in case there's an indication of lead-based paint in an older home. So I just wanted to go through some of these articles of paperwork. It's not the most glamorous part of a real estate transaction, but it is paperwork that has to be completed, starting with the first New York State agency disclosure form, and ending with all the paperwork that happens at a closing. So if there's anything at all that I can do for you, don't hesitate to reach out. Text message, email, DM, whatever communication means. Don't hesitate to reach out. Let me know if there's anything at all I can do for you. And with that, have a great day.